Give me about 2 more seconds, people. We'll get this stream going here in about in a little bit. Give me a little bit longer. All right, let's get things going, shall we, people? Welcome in, welcome in. All right, here we go. Here we go. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's start this stream. Sorry, that was a little bit of a longer intro. Didn't mean for it to be a long intro like that. Glad you guys are here. The Super Bowl is officially set. Hold on, let me double check. Make sure I'm not being drowned out by music's not drowning me out. Let's see the delay. Delay's not too bad. Okay, we're good. Looks like we're good. Okay, well, guys, it's official. We know exactly who the 2 Super Bowl teams are. We know who's going to be playing in San Francisco, and how funny and fitting it is, which I can't even imagine how 49ers fans feel right now. The fact that your rival, Seattle Seahawks, could win a Super Bowl in your home state. Like, you can't even write a better story than that. That's pretty funny, but we have some reactions. I wanted to give some reactions to today's action between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. That was the first game in today's 2-game slate. And then also, whoops, I just realized something. Whoopsies. Hold on. Whoops. We're professionals around here. Hello. Sorry, people. Well, wait. There we go. Goodness me. I'm a rookie around here. Okay. We'll fix the production team here. But I'll give my reaction to today's 2-game slate. The first game was the Broncos versus Patriots AFC Championship game, which I don't blame that it was. I know that sometimes it flip-flops year to year on which game's first, which game's second. But I think... could you imagine how much crazier this game would have been if it started in the snow blizzard? I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but one thing that I was feeling from this whole game as a whole was Broncos had their shot. They had their chance, and they weren't able to get it done. And I don't think anybody's to blame other than the Broncos. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to sound crazy when I say that, but guys, go look at the box score. Go look at the stats. Go look at just how this game played out. 7-10. This was anybody's ball game for the whole thing. I will say one thing that it's a huge ask anyways, but we were talking about it for the last week, building up to the game and building the hype for the game and building the narratives and talking about everything going into the game of how, well, where are we going to, what are some things we can talk about? How can we talk about Jared Stidham? How can we, go into the game? And you know what? For the most part, he kept him in it. All things considered, he kept him in it because, again, this wasn't a huge throttling, kind of like how the Patriots-Texans game was, where both defenses were where the Patriots defense was absolutely smothering the Broncos and forcing turnovers. Because, I mean, Stidham, the only interception he threw was that crucial one there at the very end, which, funny enough, the play before, people were looking at it and they're like, "Ooh, he should have, should he have thrown it?" I think it would have been tough throw either way, because he was throwing it into double coverage, and you had the safety that was luring over the top, and so Gonzalez getting that pick there. I'm not saying that it was expected, but I mean, these are throws and these are reps that probably just the timing and just the execution of it. It's one of those things where, it'll sit always as a what if, because who's to say Bo Nix doesn't make that throw? You know what I mean? But there's other parts of me that look at this and go, you know what? Patriots front line they're playing solid. I mean, how many first downs did the Broncos have on the ground? How many, just the running game alone, Patriots were able to hold them at bay, and they walked out with a win, 10-7. I thought, okay, and the other thing, I'm gonna just be real honest, because I saw a lot of people talk about it, is everybody was talking about right after. Okay, let me rewind it back to the first half. Remember how there was, I don't know, it was like a third and 7, and then it turned into like a 4th and 2, or 4th and 3, 4th and 5, 4th and something like that. There was a series of plays where everybody was questioning, "Oh, Sean Payton, why are you going for this? Like this play could have a big impact on the rest of the game." And instead, like, this is two or three drives at max after the big second drive for the Broncos, because that was it for the Broncos. After that second drive, offense went right out the window, which I will give credit to the Patriots defense. Again, their front seven, solid. They played solid. You look at the run attack, just Patriots held them in a box. But everybody's going to go back and they're going to talk about, like, why did Sean Payton go for it on that 4th down instead of kicking a field goal, making it 10-0? And everybody's kind of, I've noticed, they're going back to that play and blaming that play for being why they lost the game. And truthfully, I do not for 1 second believe that is the reason why the Broncos lost this game. I think where the Broncos lost this game is it was a tale of two halves. I will say that. It was a tale of two halves, but the second that it started to snow like the whole first half is one thing. I mean, in the first half, you look at some of the play calling and you look at just how the Broncos defense was able to execute. You look at it, Drake May was a little rattled there in the first half. He was not playing his best football. There were some throws. I mean, the best throw of the game was Stidham on the second drive. That was the longest play of the game. Deepest ball. I know that's not a word, but Drake May didn't have a big long pass like that. I mean, just the Broncos defense was getting after him in the first half, and you could tell, like, he settled into the game, and the second that he settled into the game and the Patriots could slowly get their run game started, the second the Broncos cut that off and it needed to turn into a rushing performance and a rushing day out of May, that's where I think the Broncos lost this game. Because I don't think the Broncos, if I'm going to be 100% honest, I don't think they had any answer for him in the running game. Because that's where he was so effective. That's where he ended up having his rushing touchdown on the ground. And I think he had around 70. Let's double check. I think he had around like 70 rushing yards or something like that. Let's pull up some stats here where I can double check. Let's go to the game cast here. Where is rushing yards? Ramondre Stevenson with 70, Harvey with 37. Box. Where are we? Let's look at the box. Box score, Drake May rushing 65. Okay, he had 65 yards and 1 touchdown. So, I mean, he was a big reason. He was a big reason why. But you also got to give a lot of credit to Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, I don't know how many. Wasn't there one part in the game? Let's look at third down conversions. Oh, yeah. Awful. Absolutely. Both teams were awful in third down. I mean, and then the other thing, too, this field goal was on the first drive. Patriots started the third quarter with the ball. So they started the second half with the ball, then kicked the field goal. And it's like, all right, boys, game's over. Game's over. Pack it up. Let's just play some defense and see what happens, because that is one thing that did happen is there was no points in the remainder of the third and fourth quarter. Like it is where it truly did turn into a defensive type of game. I think but yeah, when you want to look, because again, I'm gonna circle back. The reason why I'm talking about this and yapping about it is I want to circle back to that play where everybody's calling, Sean Payton the reason why they lost this game, or, oh my gosh, why'd you not kick the field goal? The second that the snow started to fall, this turned into a totally different game. And the second that just the conditions turned into football conditions, it was anybody's game at that point, and it was a totally different game. And I think the Broncos defense still played solid because, I mean, all things considered, with how many times both teams got the ball there in the second half. Dude, if the Broncos, like, if the Patriots were to have capitalized and turned something magical on, they could have scored. Like, it was a pretty even slate on, like, after Borealis, like, kicked that field goal. It was, okay, whichever defense bends and breaks here, they're going to cost the team, because I don't think, Stidham did end up throwing that last second interception to Gonzalez that ended up sealing the game. But it's not like there was miraculously any other terrible, like, Stidham with a costly interception right over the middle to the linebacker, and the linebacker ran it back to the 10, or, we had there was a missed field goal as well, but I don't think the missed field goal had that big of a lasting impact on how the remainder of this game went, because it could have tied the game at 10 apiece, but even after the missed field goal, both teams had the ball a lot because both defenses were shutting down the quarterbacks respectfully. Like, just look at the box stats again. Here, let me pull it up for you guys. Hey, look at these passing yards here. 86, not 60, 86. And then Stidham did have 133, but 58, if I'm not mistaken. 58 of those was in that big, long shot that led to the touchdown in the first quarter, because after that, virtually both teams were just, it was a rough day, rough game. Sad to see how the Broncos season, and just with all things considered on how, I'm even looking at the replay here. That's the other thing too. And this could also be seen for kind of with how the Seahawks game ended with the Rams, is one team, I mean, there was some time left, but how many, you look at it, the play that I'm talking about is the end around by Drake May, where he got the first down, and from the 2-minute warning to the last horn, like, the Patriots had the ball for the final 3 minutes of the game, and they were able to milk the clock. But kind of the same thing with the Seahawks is, after the Rams failed on that fourth down conversion at the goal line, the Seahawks had the ball for 4 minutes, and the Rams defense couldn't get them off the field. Just like how in this case, the Patriots offense, even though the Broncos had kept them at bay, Broncos D couldn't get them off the field with that final 2 minutes to go, which is what led them for the ability to chew out the clock and just wind the time out. And then where we're sitting now, where hey, Super Bowl 60, baby. It's gonna have two familiar foes, which, oh my gosh, I can already see the fun narratives running around about, like, hey, do you remember the last time these two teams met in the Super Bowl? Which I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. These are from the top. Well, no, ownership I believe is still the same because obviously Kraft is there. I don't remember who the ownership is for Seattle, which in fact I actually think Seattle sold in 22 to get a new head everything, because I think it was in 2022 after Wilson left. After Wilson left Seattle, because I know a lot of Seahawks fans were pissed as hell, which I wonder how those Seahawks fans still feel, where just like with the new ownership, they painted over like the Legion of Boom memorials, and like, you know, Beast Mode had something like, there was just a mural of the 2013, 2014, and 2015 squads, like with the Legion of Boom, with Russ, with Lockett, with everybody. Like, it was the Seattle team, and they painted over it, which, again, Seahawk fans, let me know in the comments section, how do you guys still feel about them making that move? Because I know Pat McAfee talked about it a little bit, because it was a big story back in 22 or 23 when it happened, because it was, you know, as if, you know, you go into Foxborough and you're like, yeah, you see these 6 Super Bowl titles here that have spanned, you know, all around the 2000 and the 2010s. You see them over here? Take that shit down. We're a new team. You see, like, it just, so I'm curious to how fans feel about that. But yeah, Patriots fans, how we feeling? You guys move on. You win in snowy conditions, which, again, don't let this distract you from the fact that in 10 years from now, everybody's going to be in a dome stadium, and we're not going to get any more snow games like this. Like, this is football weather. I know there's probably a lot of people out there who are like, oh my gosh, this is a nasty game. I do not like snowy weather. I don't like how it, you know, there was no offensive production. This turned into a defensive style game. This is one of the qualities of football. And, you know, everybody's talking about it now, where you look at college football, and one advance that a lot of teams in the North, like Michigan, like Ohio State, Indiana, what a lot of people are talking about is, hey, when the college football playoff comes around and we get to host the first round, it's going to be really tough for a USC team or a UCLA team or the Washington Huskies. It's going to be real tough for them to come to Iowa or Wisconsin, you know, or a team from the South like the SEC, like Tennessee, because Tennessee went to Ohio State and they got boat raced. You know, yeah, when you're warm city team, not a lot of teams, like, there is a stat around it, and the reason why there is a stat, because it's kind of proven, like, yeah, you look at the Miami Dolphins, one of the most infamous stats they have is their record is really bad when it's below 40, but then you look at teams like the Patriots, the Broncos with Manning, the Packers, especially the Packers, where, okay, the second it drops, you know, sub below 0, hey, this place turns into the frozen tundra, and all of a sudden we have home field advantage. Now, there is an asterisk, I will admit, to that stat, because it doesn't matter if they're playing if the Packers are playing the 49ers. It doesn't matter where it is, because the 49ers are going to win every single time. But cold weather games are important for football. That's what this long-winded rant is about, is that cold weather football games are important, and, you know, in time, because the Bills are going to be playing in their new stadium next season, which I think they have a half and half roof, kind of like Seattle, which it does snow in Seattle. Remember, like 2 seasons ago or something, it was snowing when Seattle played the Bears? I don't remember. Let's look it up. I'm curious now. Let's go. Yeah, let's look it up. Which, while I'm looking it up, people, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to hit that like button. If you guys want to see full screen, you can come check out here on the channel. Give a hot take that you want me to cover. If you have an opinion on sports, let me know in the comments. Okay, here we go. So, Seahawks snow game. It's like it's a whole bunch of... Yes, it was against the Bears. Look, because there's Russ. So this must have been... Like, they played in a snow game against the Jets, but this was forever ago. Like, this was pre-2013, because the Seahawks haven't worn these jerseys in ages. This was oh my gosh. Dude, that's Brett Favre. That is freaking Brett Favre. That's how old. Wow. Okay, so it's been a hot freaking minute. Here's another one. This one's against the Packers. Hasselbeck. This is... if I'm going to make a guess, this is regular season. This is postseason when they ran into each other again. Yeah, this is Russ. Russ is Walter Payton Man of the Year. This is 21. I want to say this is 21 or 19. Because if it was 2020, stadiums would be empty. Metcalf. Okay, there's other context clues. Metcalf. 2021. Yep. We can see. Yep. This was 2021. Which, looking at the history books, bro. Looking at the history books of the NFL, like, it will, 2020 and 2021 will definitely be an era. Like, you look at this photo here. I can't tell what year this is. All I would know is it's pre-2013, 2014 because of the Seahawks unis. But, like, if you told me this photo was taken in 2002, I'd be like, yeah, I can see it. 2003, yeah, I can see it as an average. But, like, I know this is Ryan Grant, so I know that there'd be some time here. But, like, you go right, where's the photo that I'm thinking about? You go right here, I can tell this is either 2020 to at least 2022. But anyways, all right. But, yeah, that was a weird, long-winded rant on how I feel about dome stadiums versus regular stadiums. I think regular stadiums that allow the elements to dictate football games, it's good for the sport because, I mean, it's the same argument that I have for turf versus grass. This game was built on grass, and if I were the commissioner of the NFL, every field has grass so we can reduce ACL tears, and not only ACL tears but Achilles. I mean, I think the Seahawks, I think they have no, they don't have AstroTurf, but it's not grass. Like, the best grass fields, not Lambeau, but like Arizona, Philly, who else has a good grass field? Denver has a good grass field. But that's what I would do. If I was the commissioner, we're doing that. Second order of business that we're doing if I'm the commish. We're bringing back... What are we bringing back? We're bringing back rock to halftime performances. Like, I want to see Metallica. I want to see... Gosh, it's too late now, but Foo Fighters would have been kick-ass back in their heyday. We're also bringing back, if I'm the commissioner, we're getting rid of the nowadays NFL jerseys. Like, the Cardinals jersey was it's a pretty jersey. Like, not a lot of teams can make a white helmet look good. And off the top of my head, the only other team that has a white helmet is the Jets. And you know who makes a white helmet look better than the Jets? The Cardinals. Like, the Cardinals red and white, very simplistic. The only other team that I would say in all of football that can make a white helmet look good would be Penn State. But again, you're comparing apples and oranges with college football to the NFL. But yeah, I'd bring back the Rams, what the Rams had when they were first in LA before they went to SoFi. Bring those jerseys back. Bring back the Matty Ice, Julio Jones, Falcons jerseys. Bring back the OG Bronco jerseys, that Manning was wearing in Super Bowl 48 with Welker and all of them. I don't like their new stuff. It's yucky. It's yucky. What else? I'm bringing back. We're bringing back the high gloss. I know everybody loves the matte finish for the Vikings, but bring back the glossy helmets on the Minnesota Vikings. Those were clean. I like the matte look too. Like, it looks good, don't get me wrong. But like, yeah, some rebrandings have been really good. Like the Seahawks one. The Seahawks rebranding was, I mean, come on. It's the Seahawks, but others, it's like what team am I thinking of? Not the Falcons, for example. The Falcons, they can't make up their mind. They're going to change their jerseys again. And then oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not Jacksonville, it's not the Raiders. Hold on. See, now I got to do some research here. Hold on. Stay with me, people. Let's go look it up real quick. It's not the Chargers, because the Chargers ones look really good. Like this, no. These will never see the field again if I'm the commissioner. Yeah, this, I don't like it. They're like the Cardinals. What's wrong with this jersey? This is such a clean jersey. Like the red and the white and how it fades into because everybody at the time too had that little, like the little half flare or the straight stripe down, or these away unis for the car. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. But they're like, no. And yeah, bring back this Patriots look. Okay, I know this is a very controversial. Tom Brady. No. Here we go. Okay, I know this is very controversial. This is the Patriots uniform. Okay, this is what they wear at home. This is what they wear on the road. Okay, this is such a clean look. I don't know why they did this. I don't like their new stuff as much as the old. Like the silver stripe. The silver stripe looks so good. Because, I mean, not a lot of people, like, people who are my age obviously probably know this. This was their Color Rush uniform that they wore. I think they first introduced this back in 2017 when they played Tampa or something like that. Here, let me go. No, wait. Let's go. Bucks versus Patriots. Because back in the time, yeah, look at this. Like, this is what their away pants are now. And, like, this was their Color Rush. Like, dude, like, this is what their jerseys are now. But, like, it was their Color Rush. Like, it looked good, yeah, for, like, some games here and there. But to make it their predominance, it's like, no. If anything, I would have gone back to their throwbacks. Like, this looks better than, yeah. Like, I'd prefer this, but that's just me. Like the old Patriot logo, pat on the helmet. Yeah, this looks good. And then when they played the Dolphins, you can tell it's the Dolphins, but Like when they played the Dolphins, it was such a clean look. Yeah, such a like this is a very, very clean look. Looks real nice. But I mean that's my here. Let me do and you know another one. If we want to talk about changing jerseys, dude, the NFL has a free look. Like nobody would be opposed to this. If you listen to Bronco fans want this to happen. They want them to go to this full time. Not this. Oh hell no. Anything but this. Which I think I watched this game. This game was like it's been 15 years I think since this game happened. Because there's Champ Bailey. But like freaking dude, I remember oh my gosh. This I'm gonna butcher this I'm gonna butcher this joke. Let me get a swig first. This is bad. Shit, I'm gonna butcher the joke. This is back when Dave Grohl was taking a break from the Foo Fighters. Went and played quarterback a little bit. Yeah. Bonus points. If you can name that quarterback, bonus points. But yeah, the throwback. I mean, come on. And even this look, I would take this look too over. I mean, it's again, everybody's rebranding. I get it, but there are just some classic. Oh, let me think here. Or this uni combo for the Rams. This is their best combo. Which how surreal is it for Cooper Kupp going back to another my burp here. But him to go back to another Super Bowl, but he had a couple critical catches against his former team today. Like how cool is that? Like this, I don't like this. This doesn't no. This look though. And the black and white for the Bengals, this looks clean. If you're looking about okay, which rebrands look good, this Bengals one looks good. The Chargers rebrand. Okay, don't get me wrong. This one, these unis, sick. Like so clean. They look nice. It's it's their San Diego. This is what Phillip Rivers wore. Back when they were in San Diego with LT and all that. Like I like this look for the Chargers. Like if they went half and half, I'm fine with that. But where is I want this, but the full on. Where's Herbo here? Oh, where's a good photo of Herbie? And let's use this one. The powder blue, the baby blue, whatever they call it, with the yellow, and oh my gosh, it's it's one of the better looking jerseys. Now, if I were to pick between nostalgia on hey, which one's better, the baby blues and the San Diego blues, I don't know. It depend on what the other team's wearing. Like, I mean, come on, look at that. Again, it's the era of when it happened. I mean, when I think of Phillip Rivers, when I think of the Chargers, this is what I see. Sidearm throw and all. Don't get me wrong. I prefer the yellow pants when they do the aways. Blue pants don't look as good as the yellow pants. The yellow pants look better. But again, that's just my opinion. When we look at the Dolphins, I'm getting way distracted. Sorry, guys. Now, one team I would say that doesn't benefit. These don't look good. They don't look good anymore. I think their rebrand looks fine. I don't know. Maybe it's the nostalgia of Dan Marino that made it look good. Because this looks fine. Nowadays, no, it doesn't. It doesn't look the same. But let me do. No, where? Come on. Where's their uni combo I like? Tua. This looks good. When the tops complement the pants. Now don't get me wrong, Washington, this look is good. I like this look. But yeah, I mean, come on. Like that, it doesn't look the same. It does not look the same as the old Patriots blue and navy gray, and their throwbacks, well, not throwbacks, their rival, is that what we call them, the rival jerseys? These look good, just like how the 49er faithful ones do. Which, how crazy was their season? I mean, like the Tyreek injury as well. What week was that? Week 4, week 5. Like everybody wrote off the Dolphins, and then all of a sudden, hey, the Dolphins are fighting back to 900, and hey, if the Dolphins win some games here, I think it would have eliminated the Chargers. I think Chargers would have been out because that 4 seed. Well, no. It would have eliminated. Yeah, it would have eliminated the Chargers because the 4 seed was going to go to the winner of the Ravens Steelers, anyways. So, anyways, that's a fun trip down memory lane looking at some jerseys. Sorry, guys. Let's get back to what the hell we were talking about. But I remember why we were talking about that. Because if I was the commissioner, of the NFL, those are the things I'm changing. We're bringing back good-looking jerseys. None of this nowadays BS. And we're opening up the roof. I want to see football in the elements. I don't care if you don't like when it rains. Hey, guess what? You know what? When you're playing on the West Coast and the East Coast, guess what? It's going to rain a lot. What is Seattle most known for? The rain. But then also, I mean, you go more north to Green Bay, Minnesota, or some other teams up north. Foxborough, you go to certain parts of Foxborough, like snows in Foxborough, it snowed today in Denver. Like, just the elements are a part of the game. And don't get me wrong, like, teams having, like, open doors, like, for example, Levi Stadium with where the 49ers play, like, that looks like, yeah. Does it snow in California? No, not that often. Does it snow in Arizona? No, not that often, if ever. So, like, yeah, it's cool that they have their somewhat, like, retractable open roof. Like, the open roof concept I'm okay with, and it's cool, but, like, you can't, I mean, you think about Mile High, you think about Lambeau Field, you think about Soldier Field, Foxborough, where else? I'm trying to think, but just you can't put, dude, you can't put a lid on Soldier Field. You can't, because we wouldn't have had those. Because the other thing too, and it kind of works as an advantage in your favor. Like, if the other team isn't used to the elements, you get ready. So, anyways, all right, let's talk about now. Let's talk about the Seahawks versus Rams. I think personally, this game was a little bit more entertaining than the other one. Both teams scored. Like, this was a high-scoring affair. This was a great game. Bobo as well. He also got himself involved in this game. He had himself a touchdown. I don't remember what part. Was this when it went up by 11? When the Seahawks went up by 11? All I remember is It was back and forth for the majority of the whole game. And one game, I will say this, because this is how I feel about this sequence of plays. So we have the unsportsmanlike conduct, okay? And then what do the Rams do with it? They go right back down the field. First play on the dude that committed the penalty, we go right to Nakua, right to the pylon. Nakua's fallen into the end zone for a touchdown. And then we have a ball game here because I think this touchdown brought it within 3, if I'm not mistaken. It brought it within 3 or 4 because it was a bang-bang play. I'm kind of over here thinking, hey, ball don't lie. Now, if you're a Seahawks fan, you could look at it from a point of view of, holy shit, we just got hosed, which I understand that. But I don't think Rams didn't win, so it doesn't matter. It's kind of a wash in its own way. But I'm looking at this penalty and the muffed punt for the Rams. I think they washed out, both of them, because when the Rams muffed that punt, next play, Darnold's throwing it to Bobo for a 18-yard touchdown pass or something. I think both quarterbacks played really well tonight. Both had 3 touchdowns, which if you look at Sam Darnold, which I'm glad I'm remembering because I did want to talk about it in this review, in this reaction to the games, is with Sam Darnold's record against the Rams and what his stats look like in the first 2 regular season games. Awful. 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Like, awful. But then with this game, he turned it around, and I'm going to give him props to that because in this game, 3 touchdowns. Guess how many interceptions? 0. Now, Stafford, on the other hand, too, he also had 0 interceptions. So both quarterbacks played very well. But to me, I think that was one stat that I wanted to talk about. That was pretty impressive on how the Rams found ways in the regular season to turn the ball over and get the ball from him. But not today. He threw 3 touchdowns. Now, I mean, you could look at the context of, well, one of them was an easy give me, a gimme pick because it was the first play. But again, like it's bang bang, like it equaled out. And then I'd give, okay, this is only a little bit of Rams bias showing. When we want to compare, who played better, which quarterback played better, I got to give it to Stafford. And the reason why I got to give it to Stafford is because, I mean, Stafford only had the lead once in this whole game. Other than that, he's coming back down from 11. Seahawks never did. Seahawks, their defense was able, no, not their defense, their offense was able to sustain and keep arm's length. And also, too, the other thing is Stafford had a hell of a lot more clutch throws in this game. Some of the passing plays that Darnold did throw, a lot of checkdowns and over the middles to Smith and Jigba. I didn't see any deep shots to Cooper Kupp like I did to Nakua or Adams or Higbee. I will say, and this, oh my gosh, now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to haunt Rams fans for freaking ever. Dude, if that catch, it was third and 4. Dude, if he catches that pass and gets the first down, he's walking into the end zone. So that one's going to hurt for a while for Rams fans. What else? What else can we talk about? Let me look at something here. We look good. All right. Stream's coming through. Guys, give me a thumbs up. Stream's coming through smooth. I guess stream's coming through smooth. Sweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, let's keep it rolling, shall we? But so now we sit at a unique situation where we got 2 first-time head coaches, 2 first-time quarterbacks. Like, there's no veteran experience now in the Super Bowl. Which, actually, no, I'm not even done reviewing the Rams Seahawks game. What are some other things that happened? Oh yeah, Nakua, he had some good catches. Which I will say, one player that has impressed me a lot from the Rams this season, not only Devontae Adams, but Puka Nacua, because, I mean, as you can see, too, Witherspoon's got his hands all over him. Should it have been called? No. Was it called? Also, no. But the fact that the last play came down to him barely, like, we're towing the sideline, and his knees barely scraping because he's laying on top of the defender. You know, if I'm a ref, I'm being like, whistle, whistle, whistle. Hold on, he was out of bounds. And how electric would it have been if this thing went down Hail Mary last play of the game? You kidding me? That would have been fetching wild. Okay, who else had a big game? Let's talk about Jackson Smith-Njigba too. He had a huge game. It was talked a little bit about. Now, I will give some transparency a little bit with praise to Sam Darnold as well, because I've kind of been a harsh critic of him this season. But last game against the 49ers, Kenneth Walker was the dude. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, and there was a lot of people were talking about, I mean, it was mostly Tom Brady, but he talked about like how effective the Seahawks were without even using their offensive weapons. And Darnold didn't need to have a big game because I think JSN only caught 1 pass, and it was for the touchdown. In this game, he was a lot more involved. I mean, yeah, Bobo, Cup, JSN, those were Darnold's 3 touchdown passes in the game. So I'm pretty impressed, just all things considered, because I have seen those games where it's like, wow, that was yikes. If anybody knows Drewski, or you know, some of Drewski's memes or something, when he's talking about and he's just making jokes and memes, and like sometimes I'm quick to troll and jump on the bandwagon. Oh man, this is making me sad now that I'm looking through some of the plays. There was one point in this game too, the Rams did take the lead. The only time they had the lead in the whole game, second quarter. Kyron Williams had a big game. I don't know where Blake Corum was. I think Blake Corum was virtually absent this whole game. I don't remember him carrying the ball or anything. Here, in fact, let me pull up a stat sheet here. Here, let me. Yeah, because I don't think. Yeah, like look at this. You want to talk about ultimate QB? Like we watched a QB masterclass. 374, 346. You know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, because if we see this kind of performance in next week's Super Bowl, I'll be very impressed, because I don't think Drake May has thrown. He threw for 3 touchdowns against the Texans, but I think his passing yards was like around 120, something like that. But again, I think yards, because what's more important, yards or touchdowns? And so that's where it's kind of like, because I mean, that touchdown pass to Booty was a damn good one. Not going to discredit that. Oh, Blake Corum had more rushing yards than Kyron Williams. Okay, 9 carries, 55 yards, 1 turnover, but this turnover was on the punt return. Yeah. Oh. Okay, that's where they lost the game. This makes sense. Okay. And now I'm only realizing this now, about an hour and a half after the fact, that third downs were huge for them. Because look, second quarter, this is where they took the lead, and then 2 back-to-back touchdowns to end the half. Again, good throw, great throw, take the lead, and then the fumble, because we had the muffed punt. The Rams and Matthew Stafford, from taking the ball and giving them the lead to 13-10, he did not get the ball again till they were down 24-13. And then that's when they marched down the field. You know, he hit Adams in the corner, which again, the fact that everybody has this, again, this is my own personal opinion. This isn't factual. This is, again, just my own opinion. the fact that everybody's written off Devontae Adams. I mean, you go watch some of my videos and go watch just whether I'm giving top 10 or receivers to look forward to or something. Like, in that conversation when I'm talking about receivers, talking about, the JSN, the Justin Jeffersons, the Tyreek Hills, the A.J. Browns, I'm also talking about Devontae Adams because he is still that dude. And if anything, this season alone, he has proved that. If he leaves the Rams, which I don't think he would, if he leaves LA and goes to another team, he's going to go to a team and get a bag. Like, that's nothing, and I don't sound too crazy for thinking that, just because of how he performed this season. But it's going to be overlooked, and it's going to be forgotten because, you're Devontae Adams, and you're an older wide receiver, get out of here. You know who, I don't think he's the same age as D-Hop, but it's like his rookie year. I mean, he's been in the league for 10 years now, I think. I think his rookie year was 26. Nope. His rookie year was the year the Packers lost to Seattle. Yep, never mind. But again, dude, he's been in the league just as long as Mike Evans. But, you ask anybody who's a better receiver out of Devontae Adams and Mike Evans, a lot of people are going to talk about Mike Evans, which that's no discredit to Mike Evans. We sometimes when we talk about wide receivers or running backs, sorry, I had to check to make sure my mic was, hello. I had to make sure my mic wasn't muted because there's been times where my mic has been muted and I've just kept rambling. But we talk about age and we talk about how some players are washed, and I really don't think that. Like, there's parts of me that think, oh gosh, I can't remember if it was like a podcast I was listening to or something where people joked about how if Tom Brady put the cleats back on and played, he'd perform better than at least 60% of the quarterbacks in the league. And it's like, yeah, I don't think you're too far off. I don't think you're too crazy for thinking that. Now, let's talk a little bit about Matthew Stafford and his performance tonight. I think it was good. Again, over 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Him and Darnold had a QB duel. The run game was not as felt as it was both in the Bear game, but then also especially the 49er game with Kenneth Walker's 3 rushing touchdowns. My thoughts on Matthew Stafford was one thing that I was kind of leaning towards a little bit, but I didn't want to talk about it till it was all said and done, is there was parts of me that was thinking in a poetic full circle moment, sort of, where Super Bowl 50, hear me out when I say this, because I know it sounds a little crazy when I'm talking about it, but Super Bowl 50 was the sheriff's last ride, okay? And I think we kind of knew, like, okay, if Peyton Manning gets to the Super Bowl again, it might be it, considering how much the Seahawks blew him out in Super Bowl 48. And just mobility-wise, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they did not have it. If you wanted to watch a mobile quarterback 10 years ago, you were watching Cam Newton. You were watching, even Aaron Rodgers had a little bit of mobility, but he was still like Roethlisberger or Phillip Rivers on giddy up and go. More athletic dual threat quarterbacks. Russ, okay, for the Seahawks. Matt Ryan could run the ball. And, if you're a Packers fan and remember the 2017 NFC Championship game, yeah, I think Matt Ryan had 2 rushing touchdowns in that game or something. Just tore us up. Anyways, all this to say, Super Bowl was in Santa Clara. It was Super Bowl 50, and he just kind of rode off into the sunset after winning Super Bowl 50, getting that second ring. And so me kind of like looking at it from that point of view of like stories and, what a great like kind of chapter to a story or whatever is. I kind of looked at, what if this is Stafford's last ride, where I don't even remember what seed they were, but he's the league MVP. I think he's going to win the league MVP. And if he doesn't win the league MVP, I'm going to be super sad because, I mean, everybody else that's nominated, which I don't even remember everybody who's nominated. Let's go look up. I know Drake May is in the conversation, but Drake May's been I know Josh Allen's up there. Let's go look. NFL. No, not MVP. MVP. Where's the photo? Here we go. Trevor Lawrence. Ah, yes, Trevor Lawrence. Wow, look at this. Look at this. People, oh my gosh, people would make fun of this so much because people hate Jalen Hurts, which I think sometimes the hate is warranted, but then other times I'm like, dude, he's a fine quarterback. Hey, guess what? Hurts has played in 2 Super Bowls. He's won one. Have you guys? You know what I mean? Or like, hey, out of this whole list of quarterbacks, excluding Mahomes, guess who's played in the most Super Bowls and won the most Super Bowls? Yeah, Jalen Hurts. You might not like it, but that's how it is. Here we go. But Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, and Matthew Stafford. I like McCaffrey being up here on this list too. And the reason why, let's go 2026. Let's see if we can find a better photo that's not as blurry. Nope, it's just nope. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be those two. Is this? Nope, just as blurry. I don't like that. Like, you click on Facebook or YouTube. No, not YouTube. Instagram or Facebook. It's always blurry. What about TikTok? Nope, just as blurry. That's probably because it's a secondary link or something. I don't know. Anyways, but we'll click this. We'll use this. But I think stats wise, it's Stafford. Record wise, okay, yeah, Drake May. But to me, there was so much. I mean, with the fact that he has 10 more touchdown passes than all the other quarterbacks at one point. I don't know what it is now. It's probably, it's probably still at 10 considering he had 3 tonight and May didn't throw a touchdown tonight. Anyways, but I just thought, you have Stafford winning the MVP, which I think Mahomes was the last one to win the Super Bowl and the MVP. Because I'll tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers. Yikes. But too soon. But for Stafford being one of the older quarterbacks, like Rodgers and Rivers, even though Rivers came back, but him being older, people wondering about the tail end of his career, I just thought it would be the perfect full circle poetry moment of how after winning Super Bowl 60, also in Santa Clara, also in California, also on like a round number of like Peyton was Super Bowl 50, Matthew Stafford was Super Bowl 60, where he retires early a little bit and he ends his NFL career with 2 Super Bowls, where you go back not even 10 years ago, you go back 5-6 years ago when he was still in Detroit. Nobody thought he would get a ring in Detroit, and it's like, yeah, fast forward 6 years, you retire with 2 Super Bowls, 1 Super Bowl MVP and 1 league MVP, because I don't think he's won a league MVP, and if he has, actually I don't think he has. No, I don't think he's won an MVP. But yeah, I thought that would have been a full cool moment, but nope, considering what happened, nope. So I guess I was a little wrong on that prediction. But he had an awesome game tonight. And And I'm going to give some credit to Sam Darnold as well, because he played really well today too. And considering all, I mean, I've watched Sam Darnold's career this whole way up until now, where, yeah, he's definitely not the quarterback that the Jets drafted. He's not the quarterbacks that the Jets drafted. He's not the quarterback that was having a, quote, QB competition against Baker Mayfield, where Carolina brought in two quarterbacks. What league? Well, I mean, if we want to look at the Browns, for example, but what franchise brings in two starting quarterbacks? You know what I mean? I know people were talking about that, and that was a crazy comparison going on back in 2022, where people were like, what the hell is Carolina doing? And we saw where that went absolutely nowhere. He goes to San Francisco. He ends up being Brock Purdy's backup. To just see how far he's come, I will give credit, because, yeah. Well, and then also, not only that, but, like, on top of that, Minnesota. Now, we know how it ended against, we know how it ended in Minnesota when they played the Rams. I mean, they go watch the tape. Like, he played bad. But, like, I think that was probably a big surprising thing, where it's like, what, you go look at Bo Nix, you go look at, yeah, like Bo Nix or Shador or Drake May or Trevor Lawrence or, Caleb Williams. Let's use, no, not Caleb Williams. I'm trying to think of, like, they can't be a young quarterback. They got to be a vet in this comparison. But, yeah, hell, for hell's sakes, let's just use Trevor Lawrence, for example. But, like, it's as if, you know, okay, you guys, great. You won the South. Good job. You won 10-plus games. See ya. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. Like, that was kind of the equivalent of what it was. But, like, I think there were a lot of other concerns and issues with just Minnesota as a whole at the time. I mean, Minnesota, I don't know if Minnesota's ever gonna win a Super Bowl, but that's just me. And then also, too, Cooper Kupp. Like, the fact that both of these guys, Kupp coming back for another year, the Rams just letting him go, and then he goes to Seattle, beats his former team. He has a shot to get 2 Super Bowls, which, how crazy would it be if Cooper Kupp ends up with more Super Bowls than Matthew Stafford? That's a conversation I don't want to have. Okay, who else had a big game? Kenneth Walker had a big game. Is that it, though? Is this the last? Oh my gosh, guys, this is the last. We have hit the end. Look at this. This is my last fun photo. Is this. All right, guys, I think we've hit the jackpot. Here, let me check the chat real quick. See if you guys have any crazy sports takes. Nope. Which, fine, totally fine. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Here, people on the shorts end, we're going to give a heart out. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Be sure to hit that like button. All right. Okay. Oh, we gained a subscriber. Sweet. Thank you. All right. Let's keep it rolling. But that's my full reaction to everything that we saw tonight and today with the championship matchups. If I'm going to be honest, I don't know who's going to win the Super Bowl. I really don't, because, I mean, just, you go look at the memes. Freaking, the memes are undefeated. Like, everybody's talking and clowning on, let me go look up. Like, for example, no. Like, where, why is it not showing? Gosh damn it. Maybe it's, Maybe it's Ghetto Gronk. Is it Ghetto? Yes. Like, look at this, dude. Freaking, like, people making fun of, like, look at this. The Patriots' path to the Super Bowl. Easiest strength of schedule. You can't ignore that. Like, they had 2 wins against. Now, it's different because they played the Texans and they have 3 playoff wins. But in the regular season, they only beat 2 teams that had a plus 500 record. One of them was the Bills, which I gave them credit, and I've been on record for giving them credit against the Bills. And then the other one was, I don't like. They lost to the Steelers. They lost to the Bills the second time around. I can't remember. Let's go look at it. Enough of me fumbling. Let's go look at it. Who the second 500 team was, because it wasn't the Raiders, Dolphins, wasn't the Steelers because they didn't beat them. Bucks, no, Bucks had a losing record. Ravens, no, Ravens had a 7-8 record. Oh my gosh, are we cheating and saying it's the Falcons? No, because they were 5-3. No, who the hell was it? The Bucks? Yep, it was the Bucks when the Bucks were 6-3, and we know how the Bucks ended up. Yep, so those were their two teams that they beat that had a plus 500 record. They lost. Okay, now look, they lost to the Raiders. Okay, but again, this was a whole season ago. Like, they've played the course of the whole season. So. But yeah, they beat the Ravens. I think Lamar got injured in this game. I don't remember, but they beat the Bucks. They beat the Bills. I will give them credit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 wins in a row. Because there does come a point also when you're playing football, like, yeah, winning 10 games in a row, not everybody can do that. But yeah, so they have, easier strength of schedule. Justin Herbert, who statistically is, he's entering his Aaron Rodgers. No, Josh Allen is Aaron Rodgers. I'm trying to think of his Phillip Rivers arc of playoff performances. 4 interceptions against CJ Stroud. And then Jared Stidham in a blizzard, bro. Like, you can't make this shit up. Yeah. Oh my god. Dude, I watched this. This was so stupid but hilarious at the same time. Freaking, dude, it's just like, what the hell? Or, there were unsuccessful for 5, which everybody's going to forget this too. They went to the playoffs with Mac Jones and lost to the Bills in the wild card. So, I don't know. I don't know how it. Oh, poor horse. No, that's so sad. I don't know how many other playoff they missed. But yeah, they went to the playoffs with Mac Jones, and I think. Did they go to the... I think they also went to the playoffs with Cam Newton. Let me... Hold on. Dude, now I gotta double check. They had to have gone to the playoffs with... Because they went... 2020. Dude. Oh, they went 7-9. So they went 7-9 in 2020. 2021. Yeah, look. Wild card. And they lost 47-17. Mac Jones outperformed Josh Allen stats wise. This isn't including touchdowns or rushing touchdowns. This is just yards. But then 22. Yep. So 22, 23, and 24. Wow. 3 seasons of struggles, guys. 3 seasons. Brother. Yeah. Yep. Unbelievable. 2020. Yeah, they didn't make it last season. No, they went 4-13 last year. You're right, because everybody's been talking about how the Patriots have gone from 4-13 all the way to now where they are one win away with Drake May from getting to the Super Bowl, which I don't even know because if Drake May wins a Super Bowl, again, because we're talking hypotheticals here, if Drake May wins a Super Bowl, is he a better quarterback than Josh Allen? Is he a better quarterback than... I don't know. I don't like to make those comparisons this early into someone's career. I even made a joke. Go look at some of my shorts. I made a meme about how Drake May has made the Super Bowl before Josh Allen. I also made a joke about how Jalen Hurts couldn't beat the practice squad 49ers defense team either. But, oh gosh, I'm thinking of it too off the top of my head. Brock Purdy has also made it to a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. So, I mean, I think Brock Purdy's pretty good. If Drake May, I know this is a terrible, and this will definitely age like cheese, but if Drake May wins the Super Bowl, I'd compare him to, I don't even know because he's so young. You know what I mean? Like, this is his second year. Yeah, I don't even know, because it like, what didn't Big Ben go his second or third year as a starter? But I think he was thrown right into the fire from the beginning. I don't think he sat a couple years like how Rodgers did behind Favre. I don't know, but to me, just because of like how early it is in Drake May's career, like, it's really hard for me to compare him to a Ben Roethlisberger or a Bradshaw or a Rodgers or a Drew Brees, because these are other quarterbacks who, I mean, yeah, Brees only has one, Rodgers only has one. I wouldn't compare him to Nick Foles, because that's a different, maybe Kurt Warner. No, Kurt Warner has two, right? No. Kurt Warner only has one. But anyways, regardless, like, we just, like, we're 2 weeks away from the fact that Drake May or Sam Darnold will have the same amount of Super Bowl rings as Drew Brees. Not Eli Manning. Eli Manning has 2. But even his 2, people discredit the hell out of. Aaron Rodgers. Steve Young has 3, I think. But you see what I mean? So, it's so crazy. But we're going to end the stream here, guys. Though, I thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. It was a good game. There were some intriguing games today and some intriguing matchups. Back to my thoughts on who wins the Super Bowl. Oh, I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I don't have any dog in the fight. I will say this. From last streams and previous streams, if we're going to go by the same metric, Seattle, because I have said that I don't think offensively I haven't seen a performance that has wowed me from the Patriots. The Patriots' best offensive performance from May was against the Texans, and the fact that game was 21-17 or 24-17, something like that, shows that, holy cow, the Patriots didn't capitalize on any turnovers, because Stroud threw 4 interceptions. That's 28 easy points, and that's not including how many times he fumbled. But yeah, I looked at Stidham and the Broncos offense, just that missing piece of Bo Nix, obviously, and I think you have to have an offense that complements your defense and vice versa. And like with those same thoughts and following that same line of thought, and just how that Patriots defense has been pretty elite in shutting people down. I haven't seen an offensive performance that has just wowed me. And I said clearly, I said, okay, Rams are winning the Super Bowl, but if not the Rams, then the Seahawks. Because I really think that, dude, Seattle's offense, what they did against the Rams today, what they did last week against the 49ers, I'm gonna give them some credit. And now their defense, I'm a little nervous about their defense because everybody's talked about how good their defense is all season. Look at what Stafford did to their defense today. When all momentum was gone, they marched down the field, and he was able to put it in the end zone to put it back within 3 or 4 points. You know, after, a lot of people could look at it as a controversial call, but after the penalty, they did a one shot to Nakua from the 50-yard line, and he was able to hit Nakua back shoulder. So, there are some parts and some spots on that Seahawks defense where I'm a little hey, if we open this game up and we're trying to hit, Hollins or Booty down the sideline, Drake May might actually make that throw, and I will give him credit on that. But I think this game might turn into who can turn it on in the trenches and who can run the ball better because, if Smith and Jigba's not going, this game's going to turn into, okay, which running back can have a bigger game? Is Henderson going to have a bigger game? Is Stevenson going to have a good game? With the injury to Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker's going to have a big game on the running game if Seattle wants to do that. So, dude, I have no clue. And the fact that it's a rematch too, it's just, I can't imagine how Seahawks fans feel because, and it's against the team you lost to also. Yikes. Anybody remember which, in fact, that's probably, let's use that photo. Let's have that photo be the closing. Just probably going to get copyright claimed. There's definitely going to be a pick six in this game. Oh yeah, there's going to be an interception in this game. Cause freaking what's his face? No, how did it not work? What? There we go. Just looking at just this play in particular, you guys are going to see it on the end screen, but Tracy Porter having his pick six, Cooper DeJean last season, Bolton had a pick six against Hurts in Super Bowl. Defense, Harrison, dude, Cardinals against the Steelers. There's going to be an interception in this game. And if I'm going to be honest, who's more likely to throw it? If we're looking at history, Sam Darnold. Inside Sam Darnold, there are two wolves. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But we'll end the stream there. Thank you for listening to me ramble this long, guys. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to hit that like button. We might do a gaming stream a little later tonight. I don't know. It is pretty late. But I thank you guys for hanging out with me this long. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all the subs lately. Our channel has been growing. But I will leave you guys with this. I think... I guess I'll still sit with Seattle, sort of. Even though it's an icky pick. I don't like it. I don't like sitting with Seattle because, in fact, I've been against Seattle for the 49ers game. I've been against Seattle for the Rams game. And so now all of a sudden okay, yeah, I'll ride with Seattle. Patriots end up winning the Super Bowl. I don't know. We will just see. Because I think the crazy stat out of all of this, regardless of who wins, is the fact that when it is all said and done, Sam Darnold or Drake May will have just as many rings as Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers and all those greats. And people are going to want to have those conversations and put them in there. And it's like, no, please, no, thank you. So, anyways, I'll leave you guys with that. I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Thank you.